Hello, beautiful light-filled souls. My YouTube channel is about to turn 2 years old, so I just wanted to thank you for your support and for listening and subscribing and interacting with me. It has meant way more than I thought it would. I thought when I started this channel, I would just post a couple of videos about my near-death experience and after effects and really simply just have an unfiltered account of my near-death experience. I'd been interviewed by the Bio Channel and National Geographic, and I felt like my perspective on my experience was important and it was worth putting out there for people. And near-death experiences comfort people, they inspire people, they give them peace. So I knew it was important. I had no idea that I would start interviewing others, and what a joy that has been. So every person who has taken the time to talk with me on camera, I have been so touched by your stories and your insights and your love and your work. I am blessed, and blessed on an energetic level too. There are so many times when I heard a story of someone's oneness or their walk with Jesus or their experience with God, and later that day or during that interview or 3 days later, that experience would just wash through me, because I too have been on the other side and I understand it. So it was easy to jump into these experiences that were shared with me and really feel those experiences. So I feel so incredibly blessed. And if others have picked up on that energy, I'd love to know. And I'd love to know that it makes a difference in your life to be a part of these stories. In the future, what I want to do with this channel is, of course, continue to interview near-death experiencers and researchers and healers. But I also want to interview some people who are spiritual, but perhaps are living on the fringes of society or outside society, and they're able to give us an interesting perspective about what is going on in our world, and both a spiritual perspective and a sociological perspective, a psychological perspective. I got my degree in feminist poetics. That's my graduate degree. So wrap your head around that. One, that I got hired full-time in the South, and then two, that is my degree. I am passionate about women's expression and a balanced expression in society, both from men and from women. We need all viewpoints from people, all stories from all walks of life to really understand the human dynamic. And I know that women's voices have been suppressed for centuries. And when you think of poetry, you think of imagery and metaphors and symbolism, and people can hide behind poetry and not say things directly. And there's a greater power in coming out and saying things directly, but there's also the fear that you might be bullied or scapegoated or attacked. And so there's a lot of need for expression. And I love artists. I love people who speak their truth. And so I do want to include more people who are simply truth tellers and simply walking through this world with something interesting to say. Because even though my focus is near-death experiences, as a writer, I'm an English major and I'm interested in poetry and art and how a person expresses themselves, how a person thinks. So some professors at my campus believe that we should never tell students who we voted for, that we should only talk on this level of ideas. And that's fine, because you can do that in your classroom, but you can also successfully be authentic. You can authentically tell someone who you are and describe how you think and how you came to these conclusions, and also lead people to deeper levels of creative and critical thought. So opinions are a low form of communication. Facts are a little bit higher, but truth is even higher. And truth is something that lasts beyond whatever time period you're in. And that's why I think near-death experiences are important, because they get to the truth of life. Are you being kind to others? Are you being judgmental? What are you doing to improve this world? What are you doing to leave a legacy of love in your world? And how are you moving society forward in some way? And when you're connected with your vision and your mission, then all of the pain around you does not matter as much because you are clear in your vision. And so as an instructor, I am there for the benefit of my students' souls and missions. I don't care who they voted for or if they voted. I simply am there for them to become the best that they can be. And I know they feel that on a truth level. So whether I talk about how I come to the particular conclusions that I come to and demonstrate my thinking or not does not matter. And it is, it's not a good thing to tell people how to teach. Academic freedom is important in the classroom. And so one person can do one thing very successfully and another person can do another thing quite successfully. The political system that I am a part of does prevent me from talking about certain things. So I really look forward to bringing in different voices and experiencing this with people over time on this channel. So I will branch out my interviews and I want to include more, experiential types of interviews as well, perhaps activations and meditations and these types of things. But I have loved interacting with people. I've loved this experience of talking and connecting with you. And thank you for your participation in the summit and various things that I've done this past year. And I really look forward to another year on YouTube. Who knows where it will go. Each year it seems to branch out in a new direction. But I want to be also like more authentically myself, because I was thinking the other day, and I'll post this link below this, Bill Maher was talking about social media and avatars, and certainly we do put a face forward on social media, and we don't want to be judged and we don't want to trigger anyone too much, but we need to be authentic, because a lot of people get very disappointed, and evangelical ministers and people in the spiritual community who put this face forward of who they are, and then you find out certain things about their lives and it's very disappointing, or they act very differently. So if you're talking all love and light, but then you're treating others really terrible or dabbling in dark arts, then your message is meaningless. And that's important to look around and to observe in the spiritual community and various religious organizations, but it's also important not to give up on spirituality because of people, or not to give up on the beauty of a religion because of people. That connection with the divine, and that connection with God, and that connection with your possible healing is worth the journey and worth the connection. But a lot of times I think what people are needing is to go within and learn to trust their intuition more, to integrate more of what they already know, to definitely not make a savior of anyone, and to really center what they know to be their ultimate truth. And that's what I hope to discuss more of this year, is integration and really empowering you as a viewer. So thank you for your support, and I really look forward to another year. May you be blessed.